Do you like old anime? Are you a fan of 90s cartoons? Is your hair shaped like food? Then do I have a show for Ask a 90s kid if they watched Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z, or Pokemon. Chances are they would have watched at least one. The big three, as they are sometimes referred to by me, are directly responsible for the popularization of anime in the Western world. Sailor Moon was targeted at little girls, Dragon Ball Z towards boys, and Pokemon for both. And since I am basically a 12-year-old girl, it shouldn't surprise anyone that Sailor Moon was a huge part of my childhood. And years later, I still find I enjoy it. But here's a problem. It is one of the biggest franchises of all time. Oh my god. Apart from the original manga and subsequent anime adaptation, there is a butt ton of media. Musicals, a prequel manga, a live-action series, video games, and even a reboot that's currently airing. So I decided that with so much going on in this franchise, and seeing as one of the most popular and remembered anime series of all time, I want to break the series down. Here's the thing. It's one of the biggest anime franchises of all time. It's not as big as your Bleaches or your Narutos, but let's face it, it's pretty big. There's definitely a lot of characters, plot, etc. to cram into one video, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to make this a short 5-part series. Each video will focus on one arc of the story, including both manga and anime, and any differences between them, similarities, interesting things, etc. It should also be noted that I'm mainly going to focus on the English adaptation of the first anime rather than the Japanese version since I grew up with it. This version is usually called the DiC version. So grab your tiara, your Imperium Silver Crystal, and let's get started. First and foremost, Sailor Moon is an anime classified as Magical Girl, which basically means it's a bunch of girls and they have powers and they fight evil most of the time. In this case, our protagonist, or the magical girls in question, are the Sailor Scouts, a group of young girls in short skirts, but we'll get to them in a little bit. Let's start at the beginning, like way back at the beginning. Way before modern time, there was a kingdom on the moon, and Princess Serenity lived there, protected by her 4 guardians, Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, and Venus. After a war instigated by the Negamoon, or the, Dark Force, or whatever you want to call them, all 5 are sent into the future to be reincarnated as a different person in a new time and place. One by one, they regain their powers, assume their identities as Sailor Scouts, and take up the mission of defeating the Negaverse. Well, that's all fine and good, but while it sounds like a typical Saturday morning cartoon plot, which it is, it's a bit more complicated than that. So let's start with our good guys. The Sailor Scouts, or Senshi in the Japanese version, are led by Sailor Moon, who is our titular protagonist. Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon. While you might think she'd be a badass, you'd be wrong. Essentially, she's a crybaby scaredy cat who is always eating, enjoys being lazy, and is perpetually late. How she came to be the leader, who knows? In the English version, her name is Serena, but in the Japanese, it's Usagi. When she uses her magical nail power and a brooch given to her by a magical pet moon cat, she turns into Sailor Moon. And she now has a power to run, hide, and occasionally throw her tiara at the bad guy of the week, which is a lot more effective than you'd think. There's more to her, but I'm gonna save it for a little bit later. Sailor Mercury. The second to be awakened, she is the token smart girl. With short blue hair and an intellect that rivals Einstein, she is the lamest powered girl you've ever seen. Seriously. She uses bubbles as her power. Oh, so cold. I can't see, kind of. She's usually the one solving the group's mathematical or scientific issues. She's the one who goes, "Wait, stop, the computer says no."
Let's analyze this thing. Hold it! Some kind of life form, straight ahead!
There really isn't much to say about her. Her civilian name is Amy, her signature color is blue, and her power is water and ice-based. Sailor Mars. Oh my. Well, I've got a lot to say. See, the anime kind of butchered her personality that's seen in the manga. Originally, she's the calm, collected, righteous, kind but tough shrine maiden. She was very spiritually inclined, and her personality reflected this. The anime, well, she retains her abilities to contact the spirit world, but she's far more boisterous, angry, loud, and often fights with Serena.
Just be patient. I'm sure someone will find us.
Yeah, like some Negaverse creepazoid after your crystal! Or haven't you figured out that they're the ones behind this?
She's usually the one who gets a bad feeling about thing, or the one who gets a vision about the future doom.
I feel a strange force here. An evil force. Ha! I won't have evil forces near our temple. You must be banished.
Her civilian name is Ray, and her color is red, and her powers usually involve fire, but occasionally she has magical paper that she throws at things and, you know, blah blah blah. Sailor Jupiter. Introduced as a tough new girl, she's the 4th Sailor Scout to be discovered, good at fighting and tough as nails.
Don't you, babe?
Don't call me babe! Take that!
You think she'd be token angry fighting maniac, right? Well, not exactly. She has a very soft side. She enjoys cooking, values her friends, and that tough exterior is shown to be mainly there so she can protect the people she loves. She makes attachments to people easily and cares about them greatly, often going to great lengths to keep them safe. If you ask me, she's one of the best characters in the show. They took care not to make her too stereotypical here, and it worked out very well. Her civilian name is Lita. Her color is green and her power is electricity. Yeah, she even has the rod thingy. Sailor Venus. Well, she's the last one to join the team, but oddly enough, she was the first one of the scouts to be awakened, even before Serena. See, she's been off elsewhere, gaining fame for taking down a sister group of the Negaverse. She comes to Tokyo looking for the others, but mainly trying to find the reincarnation of the Moon Princess. To be honest, her personality doesn't stick out that much.
It's great to be here. Don't mind her. She just found out our ski instructor's married.
Yes, well, I didn't see you taking it so calmly either, Mina.
She's loyal, she's nice, but she's abrasive. She's always got stardom on her brain, and fame can easily get to her head. Her civilian name is Mina, her color is orange, and it's a bit yellow, and love is her power, kind of. Tuxedo Mask. A token dreamboat male character of the squad, he acts pretty much as the do ya effing job character. Essentially, he mysteriously shows up wherever the gang is fighting, throws a rose, and tells Sailor Moon to get her shit together and use her powers.
Sailor Scouts, you mustn't let her trap you inside any more dreams. Never mind! Attack her now!
Apart from this, he is shown to have a sarcastic / snarky personality for the first little while. He and Serena quip back and forth until the point that they obviously get together. Eventually, he drops this character trait and just becomes the on-again, off-again boyfriend of Sailor Moon. When in his normal form, his name is Darien, or Morimu / Endymion in the Japanese version. His color is kind of black / red, and his power is roses? In the manga, he has like laser hands, but you know, roses. So cool. By the way, he's essentially Sailor Earth.